These kind of keywords, if I can add in my answers, it will look more GS4 kind of an answer. When you're reading multiple answers, when you're reading multiple resources for GS4, that's when you will find such kind of keywords. There is no booklet as such to get these kind of keywords, right? While you're reading your standard book, you might come across such kind of ethical dilemmas, or you can also refer to topo copies. When it comes to ethics, you need to have a list of ethical keywords. Why is this?
I started my full-fledged preparation after I joined the Ultimate Assessment Program at Civils Daily.
There is a 12-month strategy which I have done on Civils Daily platform only.
I reached out to the Civils Daily team.
Civils Daily.
Current affairs में Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily. With Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily. Civils Daily. To Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
Civils Daily. Civils Daily.
Civils Daily.
A mentorship program of Civils Daily, and that did help me a lot.
Hello everyone, I'm Sri Lakshmi. I've cleared UPSC Civil Service Examination 2023. In this video, I will be discussing about how to prepare one-pager notes for GS4, which is ethics. In my previous videos, I've already explained the importance of one-pager notes. One-pager notes are really handy when it comes to revision and recalling stuffs. And still, there are a lot of confusion on how to prepare them, right? And in this video, I will be explaining how to prepare one-pager notes for GS4 specifically, okay? So for ethics, so as to say, generally the standard books are various, but one is lexicon. There are multiple. You might be referring to your foundational, the book which is given by the institute where you have done your foundational course. And there are multiple others as well. So you can refer to any. Ethics, when it comes to GS4, it's a little different from the other three GS papers. GS4, the pattern, the kind of paper pattern is different. There are two sections, Section A and Section B. Section B consists of case studies. Section A consists of more static kind of questions. And even the questions are a little complex in nature. The syllabus is very crisp for GS4. When it comes to GS4, the questions are a little complicated in nature, right? So you cannot prepare one-pager notes. You can identify the micro themes, but it's not possible to create one-pager notes just like the other three GS papers. So I'll be explaining you what kind of one-pager notes can be created from these. All right, let's move ahead. Okay. When it comes to ethics, you need to have a list of ethical keywords. Why is this? Because it is necessary to differentiate your ethics answer from the other three GS papers. Sometimes the kind of questions which are being asked in GS4, it seems like, a GS2 kind of a question or a GS3 kind of a question. For example, citizen charter is present in GS2 as well and GS4 as well. Now, how do you differentiate between these two answers? You need to mention ethical keywords in your ethics answer. Okay, there is a lot of overlap when it comes to syllabus. Okay, so here the kind of ethical keywords, for example, there is a list of positive ethical keywords, a list of negative ethical keywords like homo mensura, summum bonum, eudaimonia, reflective thinking, magnanimous individual, golden mean, madhyam marg, karma yogi. These kind of keywords, if I can add in my answers, it will look more GS4 kind of an answer. Similarly, for a negative kind of, for example, there is moral myopia, okay, global evil, problems without passport, ethical egoism, moral desert, cognitive dissonance, bureau pathology, okay, occupational psychosis. These are some negative keywords you can mention when you're mentioning some kind of challenges or mentioning some negative perspective to a particular answer, right? Now, where do you get these keywords from? When you're reading multiple answers, when you're reading multiple resources for GS4, that's when you will find such kind of keywords. There is no booklet as such to get these kind of keywords, right? This will take a little time, okay? Just take an A4 sheet page. Whenever you're reading and you come across such kind of word, you can mention it down. That's how you can prepare this particular one-pager note. I hope this is clear to you. And when you're actually writing your answers, you can try and inculcate these keywords in those answers. Okay. Next kind of one-pager that is required is a list of ethical dilemma. Now, ethical dilemmas are appropriate for both section A and section B. Section A, which is the static portion where they might directly ask you on ethical dilemmas, or case studies where generally you will find a sub question of a case study asking what is the ethical dilemma in this particular case study, right? So you need to have that list so that you don't keep repeating, because there are 6 case studies. You cannot keep repeating the ethical dilemmas in each and every. You need a different kind of ethical dilemmas, okay? Sometimes they may ask a list of ethical dilemmas. So you need to know a list of 4 to 5 as well. So, for example, sustainability versus righteousness, means versus end, organizational loyalty versus rule of law, selective compliance versus holistic welfare, necessity versus abuse, growth versus development. So, I have a list of ethical dilemmas. Where do you get this from? You can get it while you're reading your standard book. You might come across such kind of ethical dilemmas, or you can also refer to topo copies. There are a lot of topo copies in their Telegram channels. They have uploaded a list of ethical dilemmas in their notes. You can take that as well, right? Again, you cannot find this directly in any original source. You will have to put in some efforts to create such kind of one pager for GS4 specifically. Okay. On the right hand side, you can also see a list of quotes, which I generally feel that it's a very generalistic quote which can be utilized in multiple answers. For example, life is activity, withdrawal is death. One of the quotes in Bhagavad Gita, where you can actually add, for example, if a case study comes like, you are a civil servant and this is a kind of ethical dilemma you're in. Is retirement, getting out of the service an option? Is withdrawing from the service altogether is an option? Okay, is it better than doing something wrong? If such kind of question comes, you can actually quote this particular line from Bhagavad Gita saying that life is activity, withdrawal is death. You are not supposed to withdraw. If any challenge come in front of you, you need to face it, right? Face it boldly. This line will actually substantiate that point of yours. Second, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Again, you can use it in your case studies where you're always put in a leadership position, right? You are like, you are the civil servant, or you are the SP of this district, or you are the chief engineer of some project. These are the kind of positions you are put in the case studies, right? So you can actually put up this line and show that, as per my leadership capabilities, I will be performing so and so action. And leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. You can conclude with this quote. So you need to have a list of such quotes which are quite generalistic in nature and can be applied in multiple areas, right? So that you can have on a separate one pager, a list of conclusions. Now, you might have seen in my GS 1, 2, 3 notes, I have never talked about a list of conclusions. But for GS4, specifically, a list of conclusion can be made, which will actually make it easy. Because the kind of questions that nowadays UPSC is asking in GS4 is a little complex in nature, right? So there is nothing like directly coming from the syllabus or directly coming from the PYQs. Sometimes it's quote-based kind of question, which is a little vague in nature. It's a little, perspective-oriented in nature. So if you have a list of conclusion, it is easy. Again, you can utilize in section A and section B. Even in case studies, you can add these conclusions. So again, a generalistic way of concluding things. For example, means do not justify the ends. End does not justify the means. Okay. 2 wrongs do not make a right. Once tainted, always tainted. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation, takes a breath to ruin it. Ultimate aim of citizen is public welfare. A nation that does not take care of those who protect it does not deserve to be protected. Okay. So such kind of list of conclusions can be made, which will be very handy when it comes to recollecting conclusions in while answer writing, right? Again, a one pager for examples of civil servants, showcasing some exemplary values. For example, value of compassion, okay, by Shashanka Ala and Bhupesh Chaudhary. Then there is a value of objectivity. Who has showcased objectivity in their life? Who has showcased empathy in their life? Who has showcased courage and duty in their life? Who has showcased integrity and accountability in their lives? So just map the values with examples. Okay, you need to have a list of civil servant examples, a list of generalistic great personality examples, and a list of personal examples as well. So whenever you might be thinking that, I have not showcased any kind of value in my life or to a great extent, like, while reading these civil list of civil servants, you might feel that you have not done anything. But that's not the case. You might have showcased some kind of value somewhere in your life. It could be as small as helping someone cross the road or helping someone with booking a cab, right? It could be as simple as that because you're taking out time. You're not showcasing selfishness there. You're actually showcasing selflessness, right? You might have, it could be as small as helping your mom in the kitchen, or taking care of someone when they are sick, or you might have actually led an event in the college fest or something like that. That actually showcases leadership, right? Or you, if you were part of NCC NSS, you have, by default you have already exemplified a lot of values. So just try mapping these values. UPSC syllabus values are clearly mentioned there. You have to have a list of all the values and map it along with the examples of civil servants, great personalities other than civil servants, and personal examples. So whenever you are trying to, put up your points in the answers, you can actually quote these kind of examples to value add. That will actually give you marks. Okay. So what all have I mentioned till now? A list of ethical keywords, a list of ethical dilemmas, a list of conclusions. If you want, you can add a list of introduction as well. A list of values along with the examples. Okay, map it with the examples of civil servants, great personalities other than civil servants, and personal example. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now, you need to have a one page of a Western philosophy and Indian philosophy. This is directly given in the syllabus. Why do you have to have it? Sometimes, the kind of questions that are asked, you need to support those questions with certain philosophies, right? Maybe you are for that particular quote, or you are against a particular quote. You need to have, you need to put up points, and you need to substantiate those points with certain philosophies you believe in. And that's exactly what this is going to help you in. What does sophists say? What is the kind of philosophy they support? What is the philosophy what Socrates supported? What is the kind of philosophy that Plato, Aristotle, Stoicism? So there are a list of Western philosophies. Again, a list of Indian philosophy. When it comes to India, there are two major epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. From there, you can take up example. You can take up philosophies. There is Bhagavad Gita. There are holy books like Quran and Bible. You can quote from that as well. And some certain theories like karma theory. There is Buddhism, Jainism, where you can quote really beautiful philosophies. So when you actually quote, as per Buddhism's, Pratyata Samutpada, such kind of keywords will actually enhance your GS4 answers. Okay. According to Anet Kandwada of Jainism. What is Anet Kandwada? Multiple perspectives. So it will actually, even as a civil servant, having multiple perspectives will help you in decision making. So if you can just write Anekantavada of Jainism supports this particular argument, it will actually enhance your marks as well, right? So a list of Western philosophies, a list of Indian philosophies. Next, now coming to the micro themes which are directly mentioned in the syllabus. Okay, attitude. Again, refer to your PYQs. Identify the kind of questions that they are asking in attitude. For example, attitude, you need to have a basic definition that will be your introduction. Okay, is there any kind of keywords associated with attitude? What is attitude? The static and the basic portion of it. For example, cognitive, behavior, and affective. These are three dimensions of attitude. So you need to have that. And then what is the function of attitude? Behavior influencing attitude, a dimension you will get from PYQ. What are the examples of it? What are the examples of attitude influencing behavior? What is moral attitude? What are some quotes of it? What is political attitude? You need to have some certain examples of it. What are the types of attitude? Okay, what is the range? What is a type of attitude? So what are the components? What is the reasons for divergence in attitude? How can you change attitude? How do you get these dimensions? You go to your PYQs, you go to your previous year questions, Identify all the questions that have been asked under attitude and map different dimensions to it. Okay, just make a list of all the dimensions before preparing your one-pager notes. You will have a good list of, you will have a comprehensive coverage of everything under that particular micro theme. All right. Again, attitude change, another important micro theme. Okay, under topic attitude. Again, cognitive effective behavior. Why is this topic very important? For example, schemes like Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, we tackled issues of open defecation, people throwing out garbage in the open, people spitting and making the surroundings unclean. Okay, that these are the components which Swachh Bharat Abhiyan actually focused on. So such kind of schemes, how will it work? Just making a policy, just making a law is not sufficient enough. You need to bring attitude change in people to actually stop them from doing open defecation or openly, throwing garbage. Right? So you can actually give examples of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, or UPSC might actually ask the scheme and ask you what is the kind of attitude change that can be brought in people. These are the kind of questions you can expect. Again, social influence. When it came to COVID vaccination, people were very hesitant in taking vaccination. So civil servants across India had to bring up some kind of social influence to nudge people to take vaccination. And this particular thing, social influence or attitude change, these are very useful when it comes to policy making, policy implementation, bringing citizens in line with the implementation of schemes. Okay, there is another concept of persuasion. So these dimensions you will get from the syllabus. Once you scan through the syllabus, scan through the PYQs, understand the dimensions, and prepare your notes. And how you can refer to any standard source. If that standard source you feel is not enough, please refer to multiple sources. You can refer to internet as well. I personally referred a lot over the internet, and I prepared my notes. Right? It will take some effort, but it is worth it. Again, another important micro theme, which is aptitude. Okay, you will have a definition, which will become your introduction. If any question on aptitude comes, again, few static portion regarding it. Aptitude and attitude, the difference, the comparison. Now, how do I know that this is an important dimension? Why do I have to compare aptitude and attitude? Because UPSC has asked. When you go through your PYQ, you will understand that aptitude, attitude, comparison was a repeatedly asked question. So I must have it in my notes, right? It's very commonsensical. So a list of 7 points comparing both aptitude and attitude, right? Again, code of ethics and values in public administration, code of conduct and code of ethics. This has already been asked. I need to have a comparison of both. All right. Ways, importance of it, ways, second ARC, ethical dilemma, why does it occur? All these dimensions, again, after you go through your PYQs, you will identify. Okay, a list of ethical dilemmas I've given here. Ethical dilemmas in private institutions, not just in public, it comes in even private institutions. What are the ways to resolve ethical dilemmas? So these are the different dimensions identified after going through PYQs. Even if you go through PYQs, you will have an idea whether a particular dimension, even if it is not covered before by UPSC, it could be probably asked in the future. For example, I don't know if ethical dilemmas in private institutions were asked or not. But I know that ethical dilemmas can occur in private institutions as well. And it could be probably asked in the future as well, right? So that's how I added this dimension as well. Next, laws, rules, and regulation. Again, few philosophies behind it, few theories behind it, differences between laws, rules, and regulation. Again, comparison. Okay, laws and rules are source of ethics, limitations of laws. Then you have some committees. Then the next important one is corporate governance. Again, I said that there is an overlap between GS2 and GS4. This is an overlap, corporate governance. You need to have philosophies like Gandhi's 7 sins, commerce without morality. That's how you make your GS4 answer, right? Different from GS2. So you need to add these ethical theories and ethical keywords. Okay, corporate citizenship, Aristotelian approach, Kantian deontology. So these kind of things you must add in your ethics paper. Some examples, good examples, positive examples, negative examples, measures. Okay, so these kind of things will help. Now, Citizens Charter, I said GS2 already, Citizens Charter is there. In this also you have Citizens Charter. How do you make it a little more GS4 specific? Some kind of codes like what Gandhi has said, or some essential components which is given in the second ARC or the sixth principle. You talk more on theory. You support your arguments more on philosophies, right? That's how you make it different. So Sevotam model is there, examples are there. This is work culture, another important dimension. Here again, definition, work culture difference between private and public sector. Again, PYQ analysis, right? What is a good work culture? What is a poor work culture? Now, in news as well, there is a lot of talks regarding the work culture. The top CEOs of companies talking about working 7 days a week. So when such kind of things come up, work culture becomes very important. Is it healthy for a company CEO to force their employee to work 24/7 in their company, not even taking a single leave, not even taking a leave on Sunday? Is it a good culture or not? How do you ensure there is efficiency? How do you ensure there is teamwork, performance efficiency? You need to give adequate dignity, respect to your employees as well, right? So again, this is a hot topic for this year, right? Ways to improve the work culture. Another important dimension, private sector, some good practices of private sector, some success stories like ISRO, Passport Seva Kendra, government initiatives, Mission Satyanishta of Indian Railways. And then you can also add quotes to try adding more and more quotes and philosophies in your ethics. Okay. Again, a list of examples. As I mentioned, you can actually, once you make list for ethics answers, you can actually utilize that list of examples for your essays as well, because it's quite overlapping, right? The kind of topics which are asked in essay nowadays is very philosophical in nature, where you can add these kind of examples and stories. So once you have a list, you can utilize for both ethics and essay. So list of examples, a list of list of ethical dilemmas, list of ethical keywords. You need to have a list of values, mapping it with different civil servant examples, other personalities other than civil servants, and personal examples as well. Do not forget personal example. You might feel it is very, very small to make any difference, but it will make a lot of difference, because even the examiner is bored reading, the civil servant examples. Once you put in your personal touch there, examiner will know that you are an ethical person, and also it will bring in some freshness to your answer, right? So do not forget personal examples. And for every keyword mentioned in ethics syllabus, you need to have a one pager. Like I just showed you attitude, aptitude. Now dimensions you identify after going through the PYQs. The comparison between aptitude and attitude, how do you get that? Again, PYQ analysis, right? So this is broader picture of how to prepare one-pager notes for your GS4. I hope this was useful. I hope this was useful session. Once you prepare these one-pager notes, it will become very, very easy for your revision as well. GS4 is a little complicated. Once you prepare these notes, you can do your answer writing practice, refer to a lot of topper copies, understand how to write GS4 answers. All right. All the best for your preparation. Let me know if you need more such sessions. Thank you.